Welcome to Married to Movies. Industry insiders John Russell and Tracy Kring live and work happily in cinematrimony. They're sharing behind-the-scenes adventures of writing, producing, and appreciating films.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning, babe.
So, last night, I'm going to
Yes.
jump right in. Last night, we got back about midnight from the drive-in.
We were celebrating because there is a movie that I've always wanted to write. And I finished it last night.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out when did you originally come up with this idea? And it was a long time ago.
A very long time ago.
20 years.
Yeah, it could be 20 years. Yeah.
Could be.
You've been always the cheerleader for that. You're like, that's a great idea. You should write that movie.
Yeah.
You should definitely write that movie. And probably a couple of months ago, I started. And then...
well, we had a really cool idea for like the setting, and we finally just talked it through.
It got written at the right time because I have seen some other films that have sort of inspired me and given me ideas, like When Evil Lurks and things like that. And I really leaned into the mythology of this thing.
It's difficult as indie filmmakers. Sometimes you're writing and you're actually limiting yourself.
Oh gosh, yes.
Because you're like, we don't have the budget for that.
Well, we did it for Origian, but this is, a much more, scaled down type film. It's not a $50 million
but
epic.
you have like insane scenes in there.
I have insane scenes in there. Anyway, so we were celebrating. There are 3 things that make me happy, Tracy. Well, obviously being with you, but that's not one of the things. That is encompassed within the 3 things.
Oh, well, you said...
I said what they were.
Watching a movie.
Shopping.
And eating. No, okay, so you gave...
Is there a way that we can combine all 3 of those things at the same time?
You put it to me this way, that I had 2 choices of something to do on Friday night.
Right.
We could go to... this sounds like the least exciting night that a couple has ever experienced.
Yes.
We could go to Burlington. TJ Maxx. And then dinner at Chili's. Okay, or we could go to the drive-in. We could get a couple of slices.
And there were 2, right, yeah, we grab a couple of slices, go to the drive-in, buy some candy, boom. All right. So there were 2 choices of the drive. We decided to go to the drive-in, even though it was like pouring when we decided.
Well, it was going to stop. So let's just let the audience here decide.
Oh, wait. Are we going to have a call in?
We could have watched Twisters again.
Yeah, we've seen Twisters, folks.
Which I would have.
And she was not happy with it.
I would have watched it again.
Watch our
Twisters and
past episodes.
Place,
she was not happy. And
The New Quiet Place.
Which,
what is that?
I have
Beginnings?
enjoyed. Yeah, whatever it is. I have enjoyed both Quiet Place films.
Yeah.
So
the second one a little
I was
less.
positive. I was positive that the Quiet Place was going to be great.
I'm sure
Great
Quiet
fun.
Place is going to be great.
Great.
Or
Deadpool and Wolverine and Longlegs.
Yeah. And I don't like Deadpool.
I've been very excited about seeing Longlegs. And here's the thing about Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be fun. I've watched the other Deadpool movies. They are, basically they're like wacky comedies. They're like...
I'm going to have to stop you there.
Oh, God.
Because it did not feel fun. It literally... Okay, in Clockwork Orange, when they have his eyes like this? That's what it felt like.
You were Malcolm McDowell. And you were being forced to listen to Beethoven as people were being raped and tortured.
I'm watching Deadpool like this. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
When it finished, you said, well, what did you think? And I said, I feel like I've been assaulted. I just sat there and I started to get kind of sick to my stomach. Because I thought, do I really live in a world where there are human beings, especially, and I'll call them boys, who are just like This is like
these are boys who watch The Boys.
These are like methamphetamines just going straight through their eyes into their brain. And they're jizzing their pants over this.
That's right. And their teeth are falling out as they're watching the film. You should have 100 people in an auditorium watching that movie together.
I'm basically radiating feminism from the passenger seat. I'm radiating hatred.
Just crushing all of the good time that could be had.
I will say, I have always had a hard time with like the way that I thought he was making fun of people who like to have sex with the same sex. But then you informed me that he's bi.
The Deadpool is fluid. He is bisexual.
And I never got that before.
Yes. That's one of the things about Deadpool. Here's one of the real issues, folks, is that if you don't know the things that Deadpool is referencing, like all of the different characters from all of the different X-Men movies and all of the different Marvel movies, phrase that you used, babe, it was like having someone stick their hand up your butt and give you a reach around.
They stuck their thumb in my butt and
your
then gave me a reach
exactly.
around.
It was dirty how much fan service there was.
Yeah, the fan service.
There was just so much like, hey, look at this, wink, 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 wink.
One of the best sections of the film was when all of these other people showed up.
Okay.
When you had like Elektra.
Yes. Okay. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Okay. Are you kidding me? These little fan service boys who might be watching this, who that might be spoiled for, already know. Gambit shows up, who was Channing Tatum. Is that right?
That was funny. That was the funniest thing in the whole film, was just breaking Gambit down and just making fun of Gambit, his accent. It was bad. Funny.
He literally said "laissez-les bon temps brûlé."
It was really. That part was funny.
Jambalaya.
Yeah.
Creole. Well, it felt kind of like a lobotomy.
Yeah. Like you were getting the ice pick in the eye very, very slowly. It never quite got to the brain. We just kept going in the eye. Yeah.
I mean, there were so many times during that show that I was just literally like, I mean, we're sitting in the car at the drive-in, right? But I got so claustrophobic to get away from it. I wanted to open the car door and take off running through the field of spiders.
So there are people who are pushing for Hugh Jackman to get an Oscar nomination for this. He is holding it down too. In the midst of all of these balloons flying in the air, he is an anchor. He is a weight. He is a bag of rocks. Well, anyway. What? What? You're still in the midst of a reaction.
I might be having a panic attack. I think I might cry.
What has happened to the state of film?
I mean, like, literally? Well, I feel like...
Well, look. Wait. Now, wait a second. Logan...
I'm going to cry. Like, that is so upsetting.
Logan was such a great film.
Give it to him for that.
Yes.
Real acting.
I wish we could retroactively give Logan an Oscar for Logan. I mean, Hugh Jackman an Oscar.
It's not that I don't think superhero movies deserve, awards. Sure. But, like, that movie would be anywhere associated or adjacent to any kind of award like that other than, like, a MTV Choice Awards is really upsetting.
Okay.
Yeah. That's very upsetting.
Okay. I wasn't trying to upset you. Okay. Holy shit. Calm down. It's fine. It's fine. I'm more worried about you now. I'm more worried about you now than when you were threatening to jump off a cliff, okay? It's going to be okay.
really making me sad.
Babe, it's
Can you
fine.
take that back?
No, yes, I'm taking it back. I made it up. Nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. Fog was upsetting last night.
Okay, I was like, look, Longlegs is a movie that I can see at home. I don't need to see that at the theater.
I heard it was really, really good.
But that to me does not matter whether a movie is good or bad.
Right.
A theater movie and a home movie and a drive-in movie are kind of three different genres, in my opinion.
They have become different things. I think since COVID, people are a lot more selective about what they go to the theater to see.
People stopped going to date night movies. That died a long time ago.
Yeah, but
way before COVID.
Okay, yeah, but Inside Out has become like one of the top 10
That's a child movie.
I understand
it's for children.
Inside Out too.
It's for little children.
Right, that is a movie that people want to go see in a theater.
Yes, because every ticket is 3 tickets.
Right, of course.
Yeah, sure. They're going to pump those out until eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's going to be some animated cartoon movie always,
right,
of course.
Right.
But yeah, there's the middle of the road date night movie.
Right.
And honestly, Longlegs, if they weren't skewing it more horror, probably would have been straight to video.
I really was excited about seeing it, and then there was the fog. It was fog, unlike any fog I have ever seen.
It was more like The Mist.
It was crazy.
They had definitely broken through the barrier of space-time, and hellscape creatures had busted it through.
You try to watch a drive-in movie.
Well, they're already
through
dark.
A layer of fog.
Drive-in movies are already going to be darker, right?
Right.
Than a theater or at home. They're going to be darker.
Well, that's true.
But the whole movie was like, the dark scene whenever Damon and Rhaenyra are like finally gonna hook up.
Yes.
And that love scene.
Yes.
How they like made that so dark you can barely see it.
That was like on TV, and it was so dark. I mean,
it was like that, but I never saw a person's face. I have no idea who was in Longlegs.
No idea. It was like listening to a radio play.
It was like a teleplay.
We left after 15 minutes because it was impossible. It kind of made Deadpool worse because there was nothing to balance it.
Yeah,
okay?
There was supposed to be.
It was just lewds, and we got no cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay. It just brought us down.
I will say I did like the ongoing joke about a lie being an educated wish.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
That was funny. That was a good joke. And they knew it was a good joke.
And yeah, they kept returning.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that once they landed on a joke, they were like, I bet we could do this 10 times.
Yeah. And the one where they were saying that Daredevil had died. And they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Jennifer Garner was like, I don't care. Referring, of course, to Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Yes.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yeah.
She's like, it's okay.
Right. Everybody was talking about this whole
the boxer,
this girl. She quit after 45 seconds.
She hasn't won every time.
No, listen, okay. Whatever you feel about, trans or whatever, it has nothing to do with this. She's not trans, and I want to talk about spectrums, folks, okay? I want you to remember everything in this world and in the universe is on a spectrum. But it's not all the way left or all the way right. It's not all the way black or all the way white. It's not all the way good or all the way bad.
That's the kind of sadness of the times that we're living in currently, and probably that I have seen a rise in since COVID.
Right.
Is that black and whiteness of everything.
Absolutely.
And like it's returned to like a like before
the dark ages is what it's returning to.
I would say it's more like, the kids who started growing their hair out in the late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
It probably feels like we're right there before the beatniks, right there before kids started growing their hair out.
Oh,
we're back there.
I
we're
get
in
it.
America that year. because things were much more black and white. And because like corporations had really learned to manipulate people by this point.
Things have never been black and white. It's just that people see things as black and white, or they say things are black and white.
Sure.
Okay. So when they're talking about going back to the 50s or going back to, when, America loved God, or when families were important, or weird JD Vance talking about how people need to have more children.
Less cats, fewer cats, and more children.
Yeah, exactly. Weird JD Vance. It's bullshit. It's total. It's like, why can't we live a lie again?
No, but
they just want to live a lie.
Look, I feel like you had 500 different cookbooks, all put out by brands like Jell-O,
right? Where
we're having like ham Jell-O molds.
That's true.
Okay, with cherries on top, and it's like, that's not good.
No.
And why would they ever try to perpetrate that against us?
It's a corporate.
It's corporate.
It's been Mad Men said it perfectly.
Yeah.
If you watch Mad Men, you will see that everything was organized by Madison Avenue to get you to buy the latest toaster, to get you to buy love, to get you to buy, some sort of security. Okay.
Yeah.
They're selling these things to you.
No, it's definitely something that's being sold.
Right.
It drives, like, to be black and white about something also drives like competition. It drives people.
You want to talk about spectrum?
Two cars instead of one.
You want to talk about spectrum when you're talking about someone who is Jamaican American and Indian American. That is a spectrum. Okay. Kamala Harris on the spectrum. You know who else is on the spectrum? Donald Trump. Everyone
aren't they
is
European?
On a spectrum.
Yeah.
Everyone. The color of your skin.
Just look.
A spectrum.
Just look at DNA results.
Oh my God. 23andMe. If that doesn't prove anything to you. Also, this idea that if somebody is telling you something that you don't understand or agree with, they'll say that you're gaslighting them.
The word gaslighting has become so overused and misunderstood.
Misused. If it's not gaslighting by definition, unless the person who is talking to you knows that they're telling you a lie.
Purposefully tries to convince you of a lie.
They already know it's a lie.
Now,
it's not their opinion.
You've got this new little thing, like in that big fight we had, where you tried to tell me I was gaslighting you. Yeah. I'm very offended by that.
Right.
First of all.
Oh, I understand.
Because I don't try to perpetrate lies against people.
Right. Right.
Like, I'm not I don't need, like, if we disagree, okay, we disagree and we can fight it out, or we can just say, okay, that's it, we disagree.
Right.
We're different people. Fine. But I'm not trying to convince anyone to my side by using misinformation or lies.
The thing that I think has changed is that when somebody feels like they have an opinion and somebody else, all of a sudden they're giving a different opinion, and then you start to question your own opinion, instead of thinking about that now, you call it gaslighting. It's like, oh my God, wait a minute. I'm questioning my own beliefs. Well, I feel like I'm growing. Gaslighting.
Just stop poking me and making me want to do something different. No, and I feel like that it's also, when misused, it's also a tactic of someone who can't debate. They're so ignorant that they can't even defend their own point, and they cry gaslighting.
Yes.
No. Sometimes you're going to hit up against someone who does not believe what you believe. And when they describe what happened, how they experienced it, it is not going to match with how you experienced it.
Right. Most people do not have, and there are going to be people who absolutely disagree with this, malicious intent. Most people do not have malicious intent. They are not purposefully trying to lead you astray. They're not.
I think
People believe what they believe.
But the outcome of gaslighting is that, someone got away with something, or someone, did not have to come to terms with their own shit because they convinced you that it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gaslighting is like when someone like slaps someone and it's like you deserved it. Like, that's gaslighting.
Right.
Nobody deserves to be hit.
Oh, absolutely. Gaslighting is when the CIA tries to like remove somebody from a presidency in another country.
Yeah.
And then you say, did you just try to remove the president? And
No.
the CIA go, what?
No. They decided to go on vacation and their plane went down.
They left. They wanted to go farm coconuts.
Yeah, no.
That's what happened.
Yeah, gaslighting has to be lying. We're hiring some crew for Sky Valley.
Yes.
We're to that stage where we really need to start crewing up.
I think we have like 7 interviews on Tuesday.
It's a lot. It's a lot of them. And like it's hard because here's the thing. This is why people work with each other over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what you're going to be like on set.
No.
I don't know what it's going to, how fast you're going to work, or what
a
good attitude.
Are you just good on this Zoom? Do you know how to sell yourself?
Yeah.
It's
hard.
I
mean, I legitimately try to represent myself when I'm talking to clients as I am.
Right.
I don't know if everybody does that.
No, I get that.
I'm not trying to blow smoke. I try to be realistic. But
we had a call with a guy, and I could tell he was the real deal.
Yeah.
He just well, first of all, his resume was crazy.
Well, and that makes you a little skeptical at first, like, why would this guy talk to me?
The way I look at somebody's life and somebody's career, and I'm like, holy God, they don't look at it that way. No,
you're just like, yeah, that was a cool thing that happened.
That's something that happened to me.
And now this is the next cool thing that's going to happen.
Exactly.
It's just, it's a lot of pressure to hire a crew because you're also thinking about the overall vibe.
Right.
We like things to feel very collaborative, very family-like,
and
not in we're a family kind of way.
Not like a Manson family,
No, like sometimes you get on a set and it's like, no, we're not acting like family.
Right.
We're acting like we're all like angry in-laws.
Right.
And there's always like mutiny on the edges of things.
Yeah.
I don't like that feeling. Like
happen.
If somebody has a problem, I want them to be able to come up and voice it to an appropriate person.
Absolutely. People have to feel like they're being heard. Okay. I hate this sort of this hierarchy, this employee vibe of the arts shouldn't have this person, this person, this person, this person, this person.
Funny
it shouldn't be like that.
At some point, maybe at the point where studios, stepped in and corporatized entertainment.
Right.
Maybe this happened where there was a militaristic hierarchy added. Why did this hierarchy and this corporatization ever even happen?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a creative endeavor. Right. And if everybody's not working at their most creative, like you're missing out. We have done a lot of films, just you and I.
Yes.
Where the collaboration was constant and it was always in the room with us.
Correct.
And that's the thing that I really want to see us get better at, is expressing those things that we're experiencing or seeing.
Love that. Interior, Lyra capsule, space.
Emmeline wakes up. She stretches her arms and shoulders. Fatigue is always a factor when you're hurtling through space. Robbie cocks his head, and we see her face through his eyes. It's the day before her 36th birthday. She stands up and stretches, then hits the exercise machine. She runs on the treads and also attaches TENS units to key muscle groups. Covered in sweat and moving easier, she then heads for the shower. She mindlessly moves through the space with agility. The water in the shower is more of a mist, much like the mist in the garden she tends. bangs. It was suggested she keep her hair shaved, but she's grown it into a long braid. Brushing it gives her something to do. In the garden, she snaps some lettuce and peas off the vine, checks on the tomatoes, and heads for the tiny kitchen. She hits a button on the dispensing area and a scrambled egg shape pops out. She unwraps a protein bar. It's always smelly like vitamins and sticky. She hates them, so every bite of the bar is wrapped in some vegetable to cut the grainy flavor. All the scraps she puts back in the dispenser and hits a button. Standard chores ensue, like wiping and vacuuming of dead skin cells. She wipes, Robbie vacuums. Systems checks, reviewing signals, and areas of interest she's passed. The high-speed camera systems kick out any unusual frames. She sees nebulas, black holes, and she's learned to hack the signal her ship sends into deep space. She uses it as a diary of sorts.
Emmeline, tomorrow is my birthday. 365 Earth days from the last. I've spent 7,300 days on this ship, and for at least 7,000 of them, I've wanted to not spend another day in this tube. I miss sun. I miss hot cheese on pizza burning the roof of my mouth, the smell of grass after it rains, and anything that might happen to surprise me. I always hated surprises, but now I'd welcome one. You talking back to me would be a surprise, so here's your chance. Send.
Robbie barks and she looks down at him. He spins in a circle. Emmeline checks her screen. Message sent.
Emmeline, play incoming video, Robbie.
Robbie projects video of her sister, Bettina. A virtual reality version of her stands before Emmeline. Bettina, hey, I hope this gets to you in time. I can never remember what year you're in and I'm in and the distance, I hope, though, that this will come close to your 36th birthday. I'll spin you around. Hey, say hi to Aunt Emmy.
2 kids and wave and say hi.
Well, I guess things are the same here, so I wish I had something unique and interesting going on. It's all the usual. Food shortages, energy shortages, job shortages, the whole shebang. Dad's having some persistent back pain, so he's going through a battery of tests, and Mom's being very mom about the whole thing. Well, the light's beeping. Time's out. Okay, I love you. Happy birthday!
Emmeline, save message in Bettina folder.
Robbie rolls over and presents his belly. She pets it, then plugs him in for charging. She goes back to her dashboard and reviews each system. The oxygen filter is at 25%, so she decides to strap on her tool belt and go clean it. She pops open a metal door in the floor and uses the tool to open a filter area. It comes out with a little mist of fog. She inspects it, then wipes it clean. Emmeline reads a book on her arm device. She loves trashy YA novels. She snacks on green beans. She gets a chicken patty looking thing out of the dispenser and chews on it. If it weren't for the fresh veggies, her bowels would never be able to eliminate the protein she's forced to eat. She goes back to her room and lays down on her bed and drifts off to sleep. Robbie awakes her by playing a pre-recorded big band version of Happy Birthday. She smiles.
Emmeline, thank you, Robbie.
She goes back through her routine of exercise, shower, and breakfast. She types a code into the food processor, and it comes out with what looks like a little cake. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a 3 and a 6 candle that have been reused her whole life. She places them on the cake and lights the candles. She closes her eyes and then blows.
Emmeline, Robbie, play 9th birthday party video. A beam emanates from Robbie and encompasses the room. Emmeline sits in the middle of her 9th birthday, as recorded by Robbie from his perspective. Bettina hands young Emmeline a present.
Bettina, don't get your hopes up, Emmy. Mom and Dad don't give me enough money to get you anything good.
Jeffrey, Bettina, you know that's not true.
Bettina, it was a joke, Dad. Jeez.
Emmeline tries to open what is obviously a poster.
You know what it is, but you don't know what it is.
The family joins in on what it is. Everyone laughs. The poster is wrapped tightly.
Grace, Jeffrey, can you help with that?
Jeffrey, Emmy, can you give it to me to see?
He picks up a cake knife, still with frosting on it. He licks it off and slices open the colorful paper. He then hands it back to Emmeline. Emmeline opens the poster and her eyes light up.
Emmeline, Robbie!
Bettina, most of the Forbidden Planet posters only have him in the background. I had to really scour the net to get him in the starring role.
I love it.
Jeffrey takes the poster and pulls out and unrolls it as far as he can so that she can see it fully.
Emmeline, Robbie, freeze video. Enlarge.
The poster image fills the wall. She looks at the image quietly.
Emmeline, Robbie, end video and confirm duplicate save. So, upcoming this week, you are assigned a workshop that you're going to be doing for the Festival of Cinema.
Yeah.
On editing.
Speaking about editing, which sounds like the most awful, boring thing
No,
ever.
it's not. It's not awful and boring.
I don't
You are
know.
not an awful, boring person. Therefore, it will not be awful and boring.
Look, most people don't find editing that interesting. Pre-production, actually writing the script and then into pre-production, like that's when it's important to be editing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I hate it whenever I have to like edit scenes and then cut scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind cutting down a scene.
Sure.
But also you can save all that time because like let's say you're paying me by the hour. I'm going to cut a 10-minute scene for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you paid me however many hours that was.
Right.
Then you're going to pay me to go in and cut it down.
Right.
Then you're going to pay me to go in and cut it down some more. Like how much money have you wasted just in my effort?
Right.
Not to mention everybody on set and the actors and everybody being tired and how much actual money was wasted in the process of maybe you not wanting to let go of some cool lines. Sometimes people just don't have good taste.
And sometimes people just don't understand.
They just don't get it.
They don't understand how this is going to look, how it's going to, the feeling that somebody is going to have when they're watching this.
I very much appreciate whenever as an editor, I'm brought onto a project in pre-production.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will sit there, I'll go through your script, I'll let you know everything that's going to be a problem. I'll let you know every week transition. I'll look at your dailies.
Right.
Like I've got a film I'm working with now. They send me dailies, just low res proxy files. And I watch them and I'm just like, next time you're shooting in this instance, you got to fix this. You got to fix that.
So coming around again, when you were watching Deadpool, did you have any editing thoughts at all about it?
No.
I don't even think that a bad edit is necessarily seen or understood. It's just that it feels like a bad film.
Yeah, it can make the film feel bad.
Yeah.
And I do that sometimes too. I come in whenever a film is just kind of shitty.
Don't make the film feel bad, Tracy.
No, whenever a film just kind of is crappy,
mm-hmm.
I'll come in and like throw new ideas at it, I had this director one time, he hated the ending of his film in the script. He hated it when they shot it.
Right.
And he hated it when the rough cut came in.
Right.
And he just sent it to me and was like, can you take a look at these two scenes? They're really problems for me.
Mm-hmm.
One was where this guy was talking to this girl and they were supposed to have chemistry. And it was just really melodramatic.
Right. Right.
And then I think I did say melodrama in one of the edits I was watching for Deadpool. And that's really bad. Whenever they're building melodrama in the edit.
Right.
That feels weird. But then I turned in the two versions I did. And he was like, I have no idea what you did, but I do not hate this ending anymore. It's exactly great.
Well, Bev, I really feel like the Festival of Cinema this week is going to find out that you as an editor are as good as it gets.
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Thanks for listening to Married to Movies. Jon and Tracy will meet you for breakfast tomorrow.